even recording, bro.
I don't know. Alright, so I'm getting progressively more annoyed and tired. Welcome to Rate the Starter. We're doing Gen 4 this time, but
Salt is saltier than usual.
we forgot the Gen 3 Mega Evolutions. We did the ones for Kanto. We need to do the ones for Hoenn.
But, like, do we have to?
Yes, it's what the people deserve.
It's more like you're just more pissed off that we didn't do it, so now we have to add it into this one.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, I'm so annoyed that Gen 4 and Gen 2 don't get Megas. So how come these guys do?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So anyway,
So
this
let's
is like
talk about their Megas for
but
Gen
this
3.
this is Rate the Starter. I'm Sass and the clueless and of no one, and he is the one of Salt who knows way too much about this franchise and this game.
Oh yeah.
Ratings on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and
5 is average.
Yeah.
5 is a C.
So starting off with Starter Gen 3 Mega Evolutions.
Sceptile.
Which one?
Mega Sceptile, the green one.
I'm more kind of like, why did they finally go back to the original coloring of the other dude? Geico?
Yeah, Trico.
Yeah, Geico. They went back to his Geico, and then all of a sudden now he is now Dragon.
That's actually true. He's a grass dragon type now.
Yeah, no, he just looks like, velociraptors or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
That's just what he looks like, but with a tail.
With a tail that's a pine tree.
With a tail that's a pine tree. Like, I kind of wish that this is what the other one would look like.
Sceptile.
Yeah.
Original Sceptile.
Yeah, because it just doesn't look so bulky and crazy and, like, weird. But, like, he also still has all the horn. Like, he has all of the little bristles compared to, like, his Geico.
Trico.
Progressive. Anyway.
What's your rating for him?
Like, I don't know. I've never really seen him before. He just looks like a really weird dinosaur. But he also looks like he could flip me off.
Compared to Sceptile?
Yeah, he looks better. So, like,
now a 5?
6. He looks powerful. He looks strong. He looks like he could really eat someone. I don't know. What do lizards do, or geckos, or whatever?
They eat bugs.
Okay, well, Geico. Anyway.
Can eat bugs.
Yeah.
Blaziken. Mega Blaziken.
Oh my god.
They finally gave him fire.
Finally. But why did they almost make it look like a jump rope cut in half? Or, like, when they go to Olympics and they do that, like, weird, like, ribbon dance?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just waiting for him to get on the mat for us to rate him as, oh my god, makes total sense now. But for us, him to be at the Olympics next year.
But he's fighting. That's like his aura.
No. He looks so much more like, he looks like a kid who just got his jump rope cut in half. And now his claw's coming at you.
Oh my god.
Because he wants to hurt you because you took away his jumpy rope.
What's his rating compared to Blaziken?
Compared to Blaziken, like, they all honestly just suck.
But is this better or worse?
He looks more powerful, but, like, you can't tell that this is what Torchic is supposed to be.
Oh, no, not at all.
Like, he's, like, freaking way off the mark. He doesn't even look like Blaziken. He doesn't even look like he should be even any part of that evolution.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, is it going down? Is it going up? Is it,
He looks strong.
That's about it?
That's about it, and he does not look like any part of his evolution. He looked like he could be part of, like, freaking Ninetales for all we freaking know. Like, it's just, yeah.
Okay. Marshtomp. He got swole.
Like, these all just kind of look like fighting types still somehow. But, like, now he's a sumo wrestler. He doesn't, like, actually wrestle you, like, on the mat. He, like, wrestles you for, like, chicken wings.
He's standing again.
He's standing again, that's true. I don't know. It's just, why did they, like, do that? It just seems like they were trying to teeter-totter. Like, just all on all fours, standing up. On all fours, standing up. What's next on the seesaw? You know what I mean? It's just like a really crappy pattern.
No, yeah, I know. But what's his rating for you?
He just looks more mad. Like, you know when you wake up your dad in the morning? Well, wait, hold on. You
Not. He doesn't look powerful. He just looks mad.
Yeah, he just looks like, you know when you wake up your father in the morning and he has that groggy I'll kill you look? But like you know that if you just poke his side he'll giggle. That's what he looks like. That's what he looks like.
I mean, Marsh Stomp Giggle gives me an 8. I'm fine with an 8 for him.
Yeah, I'm
What do
cool
you
with
want?
that. I'm
Okay.
cool with that.
Alright, so now
we finally
to...
finished, what is it, Hawaiian?
Yeah, now to what you clicked on, Sinnoh. I love Turtwig. I love Turtwig. He's a little tortoise, and then he just grows up to be even more,
You know
like...
how I said like in previous ones where it's just kind of like you're ending up just like reusing the same animals over and over again?
Mhm.
This is the beginning. This is the beginning of, okay, we had Squirtle, now we have...
Grass turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's no longer a sea turtle anymore. He's a tortoise. He's a snapping turtle.
Okay, say
Turtwig.
Yeah.
Turtle twig.
Turtle twig. So he's a turtle, not a tortoise. So he is literally Squirtle without the tur. You know what I meant.
Yeah, no.
It is 1 a.m. I am too tired for this. He's literally just Squirtle should have been him, but they're just like, let's make it like water type, and now they're like, well, now we have a turtle, let's make him a twig, or not a twig, but like let's make him a crest. It's way too late for this.
Let's make him a twig.
Let's make him a twig. I'm like, let's just put it on his head because why not?
What's your rating for him?
Freaking, he just looks like a snapping turtle, and it's just like, no.
I'm giving him a 10. He's my favorite color.
You were so biased.
But-
towards him.
Yeah, I'm saying 10. What are you saying?
He is both your favorite animal and favorite color.
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna give him a 10 because you
Of course,
were
yeah.
so biased.
But
I
what
give
is
him,
your
like, a
more
5.
honest rating? Okay. So he's average for you.
Yeah.
Grottle.
I can't stand Grottle.
Why?
He's just,
I don't love it either, but I do love...
Okay, no, actually I like Grottle more than I like the other one.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Turtwig to Torterra.
Don't like Torterra.
I'm not the biggest fan of Grottle.
I kind of like Grottle just because he has the same color palette. That's about it.
I love how we have opposing
We are now at the
over-
point in
over
intermission.
Grottle.
We're now at the point of intermission where I am only solely basing this off of aesthetics and like personality I see on their face. Like that is it, because I have no idea what any of these, like, honestly I'm gonna keep looking at him every single time I have to like remember a freaking name, because that is how little I know of this region. So like he like looks meaner. He looks like his happy little go lucky face is gone, but they kind of kept the soft edges, and they kept the color style, and they kind of like made the shrubbery a little bit more on his head. My only thing is like, why does like Turtwig have his own head, and then all of a sudden it becomes part of his shell in the later versions? Like, it's just so unnerving to me. And it's also like, why is there a shrub on his head? Shouldn't the shrub, or not the shrub, why is the, what's it called?
It's like a bush.
Not even bush, but like, why is the beginning of a tree on Turtwig's head when it should be on its shell? When you compare it to its other ones. You know what? Turtwig's going lower in my book. He's a 4. He doesn't look as much as his evolutions as he should.
But what is Grottle to you?
Grottle is like 5. Starts progressively getting bigger. Starts progressively kind of looking, meaner.
I'm liking 5 for that.
Yeah.
Torterra. I love Torterra.
I can't stand it. I absolutely hate this. The color palette is completely wrong.
He's darker.
He's not even darker. Like, why is his shell now green when it was yellow before? And why was his shell yellow before when it was brown? These are the questions we need to know.
Wait, no, it has brown on there.
No, it doesn't.
Right there.
It's brown right here. I just took your pencil. I'm so sorry.
Did.
Here you go. The brown is literally right here, and then there's a little yellow. Like, there's maybe a little strip of brown right there that probably is like the beginning of this thing. And
it's like the branch.
Yeah, it's just yellow. and then it goes green?
Yeah.
Like a dark... That makes no sense. Like, why did all of a sudden this get switched to that? Like, it just seems like they switched out the color of his body to the color of its shell.
I'm
It just
sorry,
seems like he switched the two of
I
them, and it's
love-
like so, and it's like he literally, it's so disjointed compared to like, if you honestly just cover this up, cover him up, there is no transition between those two,
Other than it's a turtle with
other than it's a
leaves
turtle.
growing out of it.
Literally, that is it. It doesn't even look like the same like Pokemon at all. It is literally the worst transition. And it's the worst ending. They totally should have rewrote or like redid his whole design.
Would it have been better had his
Like honestly, they should have just.
this part right here would have been better if it was yellow.
It would have been better if it was like.
Cause you have like the little like green part and then you have the green on his shell.
Yeah.
And I kind of understand the brown because he still has some brown here. He has the little brown here. It looks like it looks like a plane to me. Like he's like you're sitting on him. You're sitting on a tree and the mountains are like away from you. They're,
Yeah,
like,
that
in the
makes sense.
distance.
But then also, why is it only on his head right here, and how come his head turns into a shell? And why is like it just makes no sense to me. It absolutely none of this design makes any sense. Out of all of them, it's horrible. So I think honestly he's like a 4 to me again because he's just so he doesn't look more powerful. He doesn't seem to be more edgier except for spikes. That's it. Everybody. But you get what I mean.
I'm giving him a 10, but yeah, I'm fine with a 5. You can give him.
You
Give him
will
a 5.
average it out to 7. I think.
No, again bias.
I'm too tired. I'm too tired for this.
Chimchar.
I actually like Chimchar because he just reminds me of the really rowdy kid in the back of the classroom who was a complete prankster.
He's like, it's like Son Goku. That's what this evolution is supposed to be. He's a playful little fire monkey.
Yeah. No, he's just straightforward.
Yeah.
He's just, and he actually has fire. And I think it represents in 2 different ways with his hair and with the way his actual fire is on his tail. Whereas, oh my god, he's just basically Torchic and Charmander mixed.
Well, that
like with just the hair coming out and then like the tail part coming out, like makes total sense.
I hate that because in Fernape, his final evolution, he does become another fire fighting type.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just a little. It's basic. He's a 5 right off the bat. He's just like basic.
It's what it needs to be.
Yeah, it's just like you get that he's a monkey with a fire. He's just a monkey with fire who probably throws the fire at you, like regular monkeys would with other stuff of their bodies. Anyways.
Infernape. I'm sorry, Monferno. That's the second one.
He does look more aggressive. He has a similar color palette. I think I mentioned this earlier, or not earlier, but last time when we were looking at these, like, at first I didn't understand the color palette when it changes from red to blue to red, and I think I told you.
Well, it's like an orange to blue to white.
No. It's like an orange, blue to white. You're right.
Yeah.
So, and I think what I told you was like, when you actually look at fire, the fire on top is like the least.
The red.
Heat. Yeah, it's the least amount of heat.
The red color, yeah.
Yeah, the red color is the least amount of heat. Blue is like a higher amount of heat. But if you ever get white flame, like a whiter flame, is the hottest part. Is the absolute hottest part. So I think that was like the coolest thing. And I also like the fact that the fire, you can actually see the fire coming out a lot more. The more heat.
It's more prominent.
Yeah.
On his tail and then on his head. But what, just for Monferno, what's
Monferno, I think he's
rating?
a great transition. He keeps the hair, he keeps the tail, he keeps, like, you see the buildup of what he will become. The only thing I think that is a little weird is on his evolution, which I'll talk about later. But I'd say he's like a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. Now Infernape.
Infernape, I actually do love him. I do, like, this is how Blaziken should have been. Like, it should have been cohesive. It should have been showing, like, some kind of progression. I like that they kept with the blue in him. They end up keeping some of the red in him.
And he's still a monkey.
And he also, like... The only thing I don't like is the fact that the hair gets transitioned... Well, no, it's kind of cool. at the same time, I wish they would have kept like his tail being on fire a little bit.
Mhm. Well, if he had fire on both parts.
Yeah, it just seems like in that one, it seemed like what ended up
geez.
happening. What ended up happening was is that, you know, in the first one and the second one, the hair was starting to become fire,
Mm-hmm.
and then, but it's like then at that point the fire should have been kind of like going out in this region,
Yeah.
and then that way it would have made sense for his hair to be on fire and not his tail. You get what I'm saying? But still, a pretty good concept. I think that could be a little forgiven considering, you know, you can tell it's the same freaking one. And it's like, the only thing I don't like is where the hell did all this armor plate come from?
I saw it as they're like markings.
It
They're
doesn't
not
look like
plating it. They're markings.
to me, it doesn't matter because you don't see that on his previous evolutions. Like, there's nothing.
Oh, you totally do.
No,
The
you
little
do
yellow
not.
parts on his like his arms right there.
Yeah, where do you see that on this one?
You don't, because that's the first part.
Yeah, like,
It's simple and then it becomes more complex.
And so, like, I just get one gold band, so therefore, when I get older, I'm gonna have a ton of bangles on me. You get what I'm saying?
I'm pretty
Like
sure it's on his other arm too.
This is the kid who basically
Probably.
was
I don't
just
know.
like, I'm gonna be a prankster. I'm gonna be the one who is gonna be edgy. Ends up becoming edgy. Starts wearing jewelry everywhere, and then got a little too far with the jewelry. But like, still ended up becoming the edgelord that he truly was.
I still say good for him.
I still say like an 8, a 9.
Yeah, 8. Why not?
Like he's what he's supposed to be. He's the one who should have gotten the mega evolution, not your freaking Hoenn.
Oh yeah. Jeez. Oh, why am I coughing so much?
Because
I'm choking on.
choking
on Takis.
We've done 4 videos. You ate Takis, and you are progressively getting more saltier.
Oh yeah.
And it is just dripping down your throat the more you talk.
Piplup.
I can't stand Piplup.
I think he's adorable. He, she, whatever is adorable.
Piplup's just a Piplup.
Penguin.
He's adorable, no doubt, but he's also just annoying. Like he's like, you know that one toddler who doesn't shut the hell up? Who's just like, hey, you want to hear about this? 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 That's how this kid looks. Okay? Like, he is just so adorable. But it's like, can I forgive your absolute never shutting the hell up? Because you're adorable.
I can.
You can't. I am on the fence.
So what's your rating for
a
just
water
Piplup?
type and for him being like the first 5 standard? I think,
Okay.
you know, what he ends up becoming, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense that he is the standard.
So, Prinplup.
Okay, so I actually do love this transition the most, probably. Because you can really see the difference between Piplup and his last evolution in this transition. Because, like, you see, like, you know, his buttons, like, it almost seems like he's trying to get fancier.
Mm-hmm.
So his buttons go from 2 to 4 to, like, a tail coat, and then it turns into this really cool flappy, what is that called? Ascot or whatever.
I think so.
Something like that. And, like, it becomes a suit. So it's like he gets more and more progressively aesthetic-wise. Just, it makes more sense. And he becomes more refined almost because of it, and then he turns into that.
Well, I said it last time we did this, like, yesterday, when we were doing this while recording, that he's based off of Emperor Penguin.
Yeah.
So he just becomes more and more regal.
Yeah, he just becomes more and more regal, and it makes sense. And then you also have, like, the colors stay almost the exact same throughout of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the only difference is, like, you know, you can see that this becomes a little bit darker. This becomes darker than his original coloring. His white turns into that bluish. That was his original kind of bluish right here. And then, like, he becomes fancier with, like, his tail, like, his, what are those called? Flaps? Whatever you call them. Have more detail on them, and then on top of that, his nose starts to form that crown and become that, like, regal kind of thing. So I think, like, as a transition Pokemon, aesthetic wise, and, like, just the way his facial changed from, like, you know, this adorable cute little boy, this adorable little lad who never shuts the hell up, becomes, like, somewhat of a refined young gentleman in society who starts to talk like this.
I feel like that's true with like Emperor Penguins in general. Like, they start out like these cute little gray puffs. And then after they molt, after that transition, that's what this is.
Yeah.
They like lose their gray feathers into being a more like black and white.
Yeah. So I'd say for him, he's a 7 because he's good as a transition. He's just great transition. He's the absolute best transition that we've seen by far, besides the first gens. He's just. What do you think?
Oh no, I totally agree with 7. Empoleon.
So, like you said, it's an emperor penguin. The only gripe I have about this one is just because you can't see his eyes. But, like, it does kind of make sense.
I need to find a picture where you can see his eyes.
Yeah, but, like, it does make sense because, like, his crown starts to emerge, on his face, and then you get his actual crown. My other gripe is, like, how come this, like, doesn't get cut off here when it starts to form up like that? You get what I'm saying? But, like, he loses the buttons, becomes an ascot, literally becomes, like, an actual suit, still has a tailcoat, and, like, almost has, like, a second skin underneath. And it's now black. The white, or the light blue becomes a dark blue. Like, it just makes sense. Like, this is, like, old society, like,
yeah.
Mommy, mommy, mommy. And then this is just, ma'am. And this is, my fine gentleman. Like, it just completely changed. I wish you could see the look on his face. It's just pure why.
Yeah, no. I'm covered in why. Because...
But it makes total sense. It makes total sense.
I have a face of why, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
You phrase that really weirdly. But no, I totally get it.
But it's just like, the annoying little... Like, this is Stewie. This is Stewie. From Family Guy. This is Stewie. Just, mommy, mama. Just doesn't shut the hell up and does it for like 20 minutes. Just like, what? Hi. Like, that's literally what Piplup is. That is what Piplup looks like. And then, like, this is when he, like, becomes, like, he starts entering his father's company. Almost sounds like his, like, family butler-ish. Like, he is starting to become Alfred from Batman. So, and then finally he is Alfred from Batman once he gets here. But, like, he's, like, Alfred from Batman if he was, like, actually the one who owned Gotham and not Batman. Like, that's what he is.
Yeah.
So that's, like, his progression from Stewie to Alfred.
What's his rating?
His rating is a 10.
You're giving him a 10?
I'm giving him a 10 because I think he is...
That's your first 10 for this.
Yes, my first 10.
And with that, we will only get progressively worse.
Oh, god dang it.
I know some of them are good, but some of them are also like, why? Why is this the way it is?
So this is Stewie that becomes Alfred. What are these ones?
I don't know.
Like, this just seems like the kid who becomes a Joker in the middle of class, who doesn't shut the hell up either, ends up becoming, like, the kid who, like, gets kicked out of school and doesn't even care because he starts going skating and then turns into Tony Hawk. Like, just complete delinquent kid who ends up becoming, like, the lead singer of a band or Tony Hawk or something is like, I'm famous because I'm a rebel. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas Churchwig is just, like, cluster F. Like, how that happened. Just, like, you literally turned into a cute kid who turned into, like, a Razorback. Like, how did that happen?
A Razorback.
Yeah. Just, like, just, why are you trying, like, the really sweet, nice, innocent kid who you're just, like, go 10, 20 years down the line. It's just, why did you become a bully? And why do you have, why do you have piercings all over your face and tattoos and been in prison for, like, 10 years? That's what so it's literally just, like, this group of friends just went downhill completely.
Except for Piplup.
Yeah, except for Piplup, who, like, owns the prison he's in.
Oh my god.
Like, you know what I mean? And he's, like, the one who's, like, maybe he was in the military and now works for him. Like, you know what I mean? He's, like, the warden of the jail. They were all friends at one point. Like, as children, they were all friends. Their teen years were not as kind to them. And then finally, he ended up in prison doing, like, 10 to life because he stole a a CD player. I don't
10
know.
years or life.
Just for stealing a CD player.
Oh my
And he ended up becoming the freaking warden for being in the military for like the last 10 years and was like, I need a different change, but I also need that like structure in my life. And then you have the Alfred who's just like, I have a job for you. And then just, you know, this just ends up becoming, this is now their narrative.
Alright, I'm done. I'm done. We'll do the other 4, but I am done. I need a minute.
You can't.
Now your coffee.
Until next time, guys. So sorry.